given opportunity at the courts, at the Supreme Court. They failed to provide the evidence to the extent that the election was stolen. At the end, it was hot air. It was wild goose chase. At the end, they were all silent, only to come back later. That is, somebody has come with a new server result. There's a new result. Now, all this and that. Jacom realized that he had lost it, but he wanted to remain relevant. So when he wants to remain relevant, he goes to take the pain that our people have, then he cheats them to go on streets. Our people went to the streets not because they were hungry, because after all, it is the Azimio which was calling for Mandamano. People were not getting on the streets. People were being brought to the streets. If people were really exercising Article 37, because they were talking about Article 37, I have the whole constitution in my head here. At Article 37, read it well. If you have your constitution with you, you can read it, but I can read for you mine, which I know is the exact words of that particular article of the constitution, that each and every individual has a right to peacefully and unarmed to picket, to riot. Are you seeing that? Peacefully. You see, when they were telling these people to go on the streets, they were not telling them to be peaceful. And they were not telling them not to be armed, because these people are having stones left, right, and center. So the exercise of Article 37 is supposed to be deliberate. It's not supposed to be coerced. People were coerced to go on the streets on those days which Azimio leadership wanted. They wanted them to go on the streets on Monday. They were on the streets on Monday. On Tuesday, they did not want them on the streets. They did not go to the streets. So that demonstration was not deliberate. It was not spontaneous, and it was not for the interest of the people, but for the interest of the losers of elections who remained jobless, but they needed a space in government. Raila Odinga wants to be in government, but he wants to use the power of the people to push him into the government. That is why he went to swear himself wrongfully, so that he can have the sympathy of the people, that I'm the president of the people. Well, he knows that he lost election. So that is using emotions of our people to go and be killed on the streets for his own end game. And it backfired. President William Ruto is willing to work with any member of Luo community except but one dangerous man, Raila Odinga. That's the only person he doesn't want to work with. But any member of Luo community, Ruto welcomes to his government. And that's why you see he's visiting our region. In fact, in the next 3 months, he's again coming back to Luonyanza.
Okay. Now, I've followed up on the issue of Mandamano, because you've not told me, you did not tell me why, especially our leaders who are in the government did not make a statement. Now, let me come to Bomas. When you look at,
we could not make a statement on the deaths of people who are instructed to go on the street by a person. The person who sent them to the streets should take responsibility to their deaths and suffering, because they were not there for their own. They were there for the interest of these people. After all, they would have not had cascaded demonstration. They would have demonstrated every day, because they were hungry. If they were hungry every day. Yeah. Why were they only angry on Monday when they're told to be hungry?
But even like the police always should provide the security, because I want just to give you a little bit of history. When there was what we call the Black Lives Matter movement in America, what happened was that with the American police that is always employed on the street, and they have very many of the police officers, but still the police were able to provide security for the people who are rioting. And even you could see that during the rioting is that, like, not everybody who is going to riot has the same purpose. That those who go to riot to infiltrate the rioting and do things that are not matter. But like a situation whereby the police is not giving the people who are rioting security, what happens?
Have you been in any demonstration in Kenya?
Yes, I've been in one.
A demonstration in terms of worker organization or in terms of politics? Have you been in Raila's demonstrations?
Just as a media personality.
Yeah, you have been there.
Yeah.
When they demonstrate in America, what do they carry? They carry placards written what the messages they have.
Yes.
Did you see placards carrying any messages in Kenya during those mandamanos?
Mm.
You saw stones and you saw boys who are charging at police. Police has a right and has a duty to protect lives and protect property of those who are demonstrating and those who are not demonstrating.
Mm-hmm.
If a group of boys have proceeded to destroy expressway like they destroyed the expressway,
Yeah.
what did you expect police to do? Police has a duty to protect that expressway because it's a property of the state.
Yes.
They go into hotels, they loot. They go into supermarkets, they loot. The owner of the supermarket is not with them demonstrating. He has a right to have protection under Article 40 of the Constitution. Read Article 40 of the Constitution.
But the
Provides for the
police should
right to
provide
protect.
that protection. The police.
Yes,
The police
the
should provide
police
that protection.
protect. And if you look at America, the way they demonstrate, people, those demonstrators are walking on the streets, singing, carrying placards, and not going outside the road to attack somebody who's walking. If you look at what was happening in Kenya, can you even compare it to America even to 2%? It was
But
terrible. It was
but
war.
the only something that we have to agree on, Mheshimiwa, as you will say,
Yes.
that Kenya is a democracy that is still growing, and
Yes.
in a situation whereby, because if you analyze the situation, I want to give you two situations.
I don't want us to analyze that situation because
Yeah,
we have seen nurses. Just a minute.
yeah.
In
Mm,
Kenya, even as many members of the media family,
mhm,
I have seen media people demonstrating.
mhm,
I have seen nurses demonstrating.
mhm.
I have seen doctors demonstrating.
Yeah.
I have seen teachers demonstrating.
Mm.
Have they been killed? Have there been attacks? There's a day Raila left his home and went to walk in a matatu. They walked peacefully. Who attacked them? These demonstrations, which were called by Azimio, were mere hooliganism, goonship, and they were not intended for any good. They were only intended to destroy peace and interfere with tranquility of the city. And it had to be stopped.
But in a situation whereby the police are they are not in uniform, because that what separate the law enforcers with the people who are demonstrating. They're putting on media personality, like media identity, and they end up doing that. That one is not okay, sir. In a country that we say we
No, no,
respect
no,
the
no.
Constitution.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let us not meddle on the police and demonstration. It is
Mhm,
something which is in the past. And
mhm,
I can tell you, I'm not speaking for the police. I have no responsibility to answer to the police.
mhm,
The police made their communication, whether good or bad.
mhm.
I may not want to meddle into that. But I also want to say that
Uh-huh.
our youths have been misused.
Mhm.
Our youths today, can I ask you, why are they not demonstrating today? The cost of living is high and the fuel prices are high. Why are they not on the streets?
I'm coming to that. Yeah, that was
Yes.
one thing I
Why are
was
they
going.
not on the streets? Let me tell you,
Yeah.
that demonstration was orchestrated by Azimio because they lost election. They wanted to corner the government so that they can have the talks which are at Bomas. Now let us come to the Bomas talks.
Yeah, that's what I want to come. I come to Boma stock, and before.
After causing lives,
Yeah.
after causing loss of lives,
Mhm,
after wasting a lot of time for the government,
mhm,
after causing wastages in the government in terms of tear gas and the rest,
mhm,
police resource having been wasted on the roads,
mhm,
having destroyed the expressway and the rest,
mhm.
calls were made and the president accepted that there be a talks at Bomas. I hope you know what has been going on at Bomas.
I know, and I'm following
There,
up on it.
there was government side, there was opposition side.
Mhm,
Different areas were brought for determination. There were 5.
mhm.
Cost of living was number 4.
Yes.
When now Kalonzo leading Azimio side is seated there, they have only managed to agree on 3 things.
Mhm,
One thing, creation of the office of the opposition leader.
mhm.
How is that helpful to Kenyans?
Yep.
How is that helping Kenyans? Did Kenyans go on the streets to look for the position of opposition leader? Did they go to the streets to look for the position of opposition leader? Who is looking for the position of opposition leader? We know. Then, because the government said, if you want this position, then you have also to validate for us this of a prime cabinet secretary. They agreed to validate. Why didn't they refuse? That would increase the cost of living, because that would affect the wage bill of the country. They have not refused. They have also agreed on reorganization and reformation of IEBC. How is that helping Kenyans who went to the streets? The only thing which they have agreed on, which is making sense, is reforming our electoral system so that we don't have such squabbles in the future. That's the only thing which is making sense to Kenyans. But they have not agreed on the cost of living, simply because Raila Odinga, leading Azimio, knows very well that cost of living cannot go down, because on 22nd of July 2021, no, 2022, on July 27th, he was flagged with Martha Karua, the deputy, and they were on national TV when they were asked, how do you intend to deal with the rising cost of living and rising cost of fuel? Raila is the one who replied, and he said, cost of living is a global problem that has been caused by war between Ukraine and Russia, and was also created by Corona. So it can only skyrocket because globally there's problem of the dollar. Those were Raila's words. They are not my words. When he was asked about the cost of petrol, he said, in fact, that is what is affecting the general cost of living. And he said, it is because of the international fuel prices that our country is affected, and the weakness of our money, Kenya shillings, against the dollar. Those are not my words. Those are not my words. He is the one who said that.
But
so when they went to Bomas, the reality dawned on them that this cost of living cannot go down. And just like Moses Kuria said last month, he said fuel will go up. And that is why Kenyans ridiculed him, and he was attacked left, right, and center, that is talking bad things. But the truth has been vindicated. Fuel prices is just going up, and it is going to increase next month, I can also tell you.
Okay, now, Mheshimiwa, if we want to, because this was politics, at the same time, before His Excellency become the president, there are so many promises that His Excellency made about the taxes, the cost of living, and everything. Yet some of the promises that His Excellency made until today, we've not seen changes.
You see, he did not say that it's going to change things within 1 year. 100 days, he said 100 days. 100 days is usually a political statement made in any country. After any election, every president will talk of 100 days. Even Kibaki talked of 100 days. Uhuru talked about 100 days. But within those 100 days, was Ruto in office comfortably? He was taken to court. He was taken to what? So the promises he made, he is going to achieve them, but he needs 5 years to achieve them. Dealing with the cost of living in Kenya requires an elaborate process and program, and that cannot be done within 100 days, cannot be done within 1 year. They have started by facilitating, like now, the government has decided to write off all the debts pending in our sugarcane factories, so that the government can give them money to settle those our people who are having pending bills in those factories. That is going to be there because the cost of living will go down, because these people are going to get money to spend. Number two, the government is going to increase the number of fish in Lake Victoria by producing more than 1 billion fingerlings at Kabonyo Kagwa, Kanyagwal, Kisumu, which is going to repack our lake. That is going to reduce cost of living, because the fishermen will go to the lake, they will get the fish, and they will sell. Most importantly, the government is trying to establish what is called aggregation zones, which are actually the EPZs of our counties. You have seen they are developing EPZs so that we can now be a producing nation instead of a consuming nation. Because in Kenya, even this T-shirt I'm wearing, although for me nowadays I try to buy Kenya, it is actually Kenyan made. But you realize that the rate of Mutumba coming into Kenya is very high. If we can have our EPZs which are able to produce clothes at a very cheap price, we are going to be reducing that cost of living. Most importantly, the government has embraced, has tried to look into the best ways to tap our own local resources through what is called digital economy. All young people like I don't know whether you are my age, but we are almost the same. But you see, I am sure that nobody has employed you in this your channel.
Nobody have
You don't
employed
have,
myself.
you have employed yourself in this your channel. Sure.
Yeah.
But now, in case I didn't have Wi-Fi in this place where I am, would we be communicating?
No.
And that's why Waziri Eliud Owalo is doing his best to establish what is called digital hubs. These digital hubs in all our local markets, so that our women who are selling tomatoes can post their tomatoes free of charge because they will be having free Wi-Fi, and then they can sell to their people who want. And that is will encourage young people like many other who want to be YouTubers. You know, YouTubers.
Yeah.
If you are a YouTuber, you need Wi-Fi. If you are a content creator, you need Wi-Fi. If you are a channel anchor like you need Wi-Fi. You need such, and that's why we are coming out with digital hub so that we can do that. The government is trying to put things in place, but now what is opposition doing? Only attacking the government. Okay, what I can tell the opposition is that they have a role to play in checking the government. But you cannot check government in funerals, you cannot check government in weddings, or you cannot check government in birthdays like that of Uburu, where they were doing birthdays of irrelevant birthdays. So I can tell you, there is parliament. If the Azimio members of parliament are not able to negotiate well with those in Kenya Kwanza so that the government can move according to the way they want, then they can resign. I saw members of parliament of Azimio walking out of power. In fact, I was so frustrated when I saw my MP Adipo Kwame moving together with people without even knowing where it's going to happen because they're moving out of parliament. They're moving out of parliament, they're abandoning their duty in parliament, then they come out and say, oh, Kenya Kwanza government hii, Kenya Kwanza government hii, imepitisha ushuru mbaya. They are the ones who ran away from parliament. They, at that moment, they needed to have resigned because they have failed in their duty in parliament. They have failed to negotiate, they have failed to debate, they have failed to convince, they failed in everything, so they ran away. So that's how they should have resigned from parliament.
Thank you, Honorable
A
Member.
group of people who are not elected.
There's one of our viewer is asking, like as usual, but do you have hatred for Baba?
No. By the way, let me tell you,
Yeah.
Raila
Mm-hmm.
is our statesman.
Mm-hmm.
Raila Odinga has done his best for Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get to Raila's chapter,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm writing, like I'm also working on some book, if I'm writing as I am,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give a very serious chapter for
Mm-hmm.
Raila Odinga. Whoever in politics, in Luo Nyanza, or in other parts of Kenya who cannot write his book with a chapter of Raila Odinga or two chapters of Raila Odinga is simply mad.
Yeah.
And when I come to the person Raila Odinga,
Mm-hmm.
he's a man we respect, a
Mm-hmm.
man we value, a man who has made many lives, but a man also who has spoiled many lives.
Mm-hmm.
Is a man who has got so many good things he did, but as human being, he also made several mistakes of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Just as usual, no human being is perfect. We recognize Raila Odinga as a statesman, our hero, our elder, our person who has fought for us. But the only mistake he's now doing, refusing to give the space for us. Because you see, we are young people, and if he doesn't want to give us space, we are going to take that space by force. You see, and we are not begging him. You know,
Yeah.
when you are already in your home and you have grown and now you want to marry, your father cannot tell you wait first.
Yeah.
Does he want you to marry your mother? You must
No.
look for your wife. And
Yes.
when you have grown and you want to now start your home, your father cannot tell you, oh, ngoja kwanza ukae kwa Simba for as long. No, you will go and make your home. So what I'm saying, Jacob must have known that the best dancer must also know when to leave the stage.
Mhm.
You might have a very good dancing style.
Mhm.
You might dance so well with a lot of energy.
Mhm.
But it reaches a moment where maybe the audience, and even for us here, that's why this our program is only going to take 1 hour. Because even the
Mhm.
audience will be tired. If we decide to
Mhm.
go up to midnight, basically we are not going to be reasonable. The
Uh-huh.
audience will be tired.
Mhm.
We will also be tired. And once we get tired, we'll have to retire to go and sleep. So Raila has refused to understand that his dancing style is getting people tired. People have gotten tired, and he's also tired. He doesn't want to go and sleep. So that is the thing. We are also young people who are very strong. Like for me, I'm capable of being the president of this country. What
Which
can
is
stop me?
okay, but
Yes,
like
but you see,
uh,
but you see,
uh,
you cannot come up to be president as long as Raila has refused to leave because he has always interfered with whoever wants to come up.
but
He
now,
interfered with Orengo.
but,
He interfered with Orengo. Orengo wanted to be president. He interfered with him. Onyongo, SDP, he interfered with him. He has interfered with Obado. He has ensured that Kidero is nowhere to be seen. It's simply because he wants to remain that one man standing so that he can
okay.
always negotiate
So
with
this is
our
this this is based on the analogy you've given. You've known that this is the kind of the dancing style. He has this dancing style, but you need to leave the floor. And is there a way in which we can do it very positively? Because there are times when the Raila himself, because I think when you lost your brother, you became the MP, I mean the MCA in Kibiri Ward, right?
Yes,
A little
yes, yes.
courtesy because Raila even took your hands and did the way he does, and you got that seat. You know, and
Let me tell you.
yeah,
Let me tell you.
mm,
If you know, when you are far,
yeah,
you receive reports.
yeah,
You receive reports. You see?
yeah, yeah,
And when you are close, you get the facts.
yeah,
That is why when you blame these people who are in parliament,
yeah.
when you are saying, oh, Raila has helped them, now they are in parliament, you don't know the price those people paid to Raila to be in those positions.
Yeah.
If people want to get the truth, then the truth can be so bad that nobody would want even to look at Raila on the face and call him the Aguambo you think. It
Okay,
is bad news. To be a member of parliament in Kenya under Raila Odinga is
uh-huh.
bad news.
Okay,
Don't even go there. Don't
okay,
even bother. In fact, whoever wants to think that Raila has helped somebody to go to parliament
yeah.
should know why he has not helped others.
But
In fact,
but
he's the most corrupt person in this country.
but Mheshimiwa,
I'm telling you.
Mheshimiwa, after knowing that, and you are young leaders who are coming right now, and you've known that that is his weakness, why can't you do it in a very respectful way so that we don't insult him, being that he has played part in the Kenyan history, even in the Luo nation?
Okay. Since, since, since we started talking, have I insulted anybody?
For you, I've watched you because I usually follow you. You've not given the insult, but like there are leaders whom you are with in the
No,
same
no,
that
no,
share
no,
the
no,
same
no, no, no.
ideology. Why should we insult
You
him?
see, those leaders who are insulting him
Yeah.
are also able to connect to the channel. You will link up with them, they will connect. Then you will talk about, you'll tell them not to insult him. For me, I'm not insulting him. What I'm only saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying the humble truth. Because you have asked me that
Mm.
I served as a member of county assembly because of him.
Yes.
If I tell you what actually happened,
Mhm.
you will not believe.
Okay.
Because remember, in fact, the instruction according to him, I was to be given direct tickets. That was the instruction that I was to be given direct ticket. I'm the one who refused. That I have been a teacher. My brother died. I am capable of winning a nomination. Take me to nomination
Mm.
and make the nomination. The only thing I requested him that let the nomination be done in all polling stations, the 21 polling stations of Kibiri Ward.
Mm.
And it was conducted on 22nd of July 2014.
Mm.
And I won with a margin of 1,030 votes. I got 3,236 votes. My follower got 2,026 votes. So I
Mm.
won with that margin. We went to the main election. I won that election. I was not given the ticket. I'm
But
telling you the truth.
That's the story, brother.
Yeah, it is the actual truth.
Yeah,
So I personally request, despite the fact that my brother died,
yeah.
I did not want that direct ticket because it was going to be difficult winning using that direct ticket. I
Mhm,
said I have my little resources and
mhm,
I've been able to convince people. I am going to convince people on my brother's death to win. And after that, I started being close. I'm
mhm,
telling you what I saw when I was very close.
mhm.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Okay.
That is why I left and went to PDP,
Yeah.
and I have now joined UDA, and I can never, and I don't want to discuss ODM affairs
Okay.
because that is a mess. In fact, ODM is a total mess. I don't want to discuss them. That's the
Okay.
truth.
Okay,
If
Mushibu.
that is an insult, then I'm
Uh,
very sorry. But what is happening there is a total mess.
yeah, because like what worries us so much, especially like because
Because let me
we
tell
see you
you,
as
because let
leaders.
me tell you,
Yeah.
let me tell you,
Yeah.
let me tell you, if you know the role of parliament very well,
Mhm,
and you look at somebody in the person of Ngondowere, for example,
mhm.
MP for, do you think that person could be electable to parliament? If not being able to pay to buy his way into parliament, do you think even if you are to be represented by Ongon,
Mm.
the way he is, not that I hate him, but I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you what is actually the mess we have. Do
But but
people select?
but
We want a situation where our people can go to election and elect based on what they want, not what some particular individual wants.
but the same people that elect those who claim have bought tickets are being elected by the people on the ground. Immediately after getting that, they're elected by the people. So the problem is not somebody who has gone to parliament. The problem are the electorates because they don't
No,
elect
no,
based on
no, no,
merits.
no, no. Let me tell you, we have been. I've told you we have been in a monarchical kind of leadership,
Yeah.
where we have been stuck into one party, and that's why we are coming up with alternative, so
Mhm,
that tomorrow
mhm,
we are not. You see, do you know that there are some members of parliament who went to court, who are in court up to a day to election? They got that ticket a day to election so that nobody could even challenge them because you are either independent or you are in ODM. So if they drag your matter in political tribunal up to very late that you can now not go to independent, you are locked out. So that is why we want a case where one person, like in Karachuonyo constituency, we want a person who will be running on UDA ticket. Let them bring that ODM person. Are you
okay.
seeing that?
All right.
Let them bring ODM person to challenge. Even like in governorship. If we realize that Governor Gladys Wanga is working well, like so far, I believe she's doing good.
Yeah,
And
Governor.
even as
Yeah,
a journalist, you can gauge and say, okay, as a Governor Gladys Wanga is doing
Nya,
her job well.
Nyawangaya is doing good because
That's not,
based on the history of the Homa Bay, because if you look at the Homa Bay for the last 10 years, Homa
yes.
Bay has been in its knees,
And
especially.
I can tell you for a fact
Yeah,
that even if Gladys will be running on whichever ticket,
yeah,
as Kennedy Ondiek, I would not want to disturb her and
yeah,
not and fail to vote for her as a governor
yeah,
because we want development. But if you are going to be in six piece with some vagabond like the level of the MP I have who cannot even speak anything in parliament, I will tell you no, governor. I'm going to vote you as Gladys Wanga for governor, irrespective of the party you are running on. And
mhm,
then I'm not going to vote for this other fool you are walking around with. So this fool in MP, I will not vote for him. I'll put a UDA person. But as governor, I'll vote for you because Gladys is doing everything a person needs in Noma Bay to be a governor. So I don't have a challenge there. In fact, I agree with you. For governorship, I think as Homa Bay, we have it. We don't
yeah.
have to look for we don't have to look any other way unless I'm a Rebecca Mbele. But as we speak, she deserves it. So have you heard me opposing her? I
No,
have not opposed her. Whether she's on ODM ticket, I don't want to care. She
yeah,
is serving us right as a governor. But is our MP serving us right? Is our senator serving us right? Is our MCA serving us right? We need to evaluate them at their own independent level so that we give them bill of health, clean bill of health, or we rule them out. But The truth of the matter is, as a Nyanza region, we need development. And we need development where a governor is working together with the president so that we have the 85% which is remaining at the national government, combined with this 15% which is at the local government, we get 100% development. And I encourage Gladys Wanga to work closely with William Ruto. Let her not listen to that prophet of doom who has failed us several years. Let her listen, because let her listen to the president and the people. Let her not listen to some other third party. Some third party who is not elected in anything. Yeah, that is why I'm
Okay.
saying let her not listen to Raila. Let Gladys listen to herself and the people who elected her, because she's doing a good job. If she starts listening to Raila, she will fail.
Okay, Honorable Kennedy Ondieki, thank you so much for taking your time to be in our show. We are closing the show, and thanking you for having this conversation. Try to get the answers that everybody would ask, and maybe your last remark to our viewers before we close.
Thank you very much. I want to say that there are certain truths which, when they are said, they sound like insults. But when you are when you have a problem with your hand or maybe your leg, maybe if you have dislocated your hand
Uh,
or your leg,
uh-huh.
and you are in pain,
Mhm.
you go to the person who is to correct it for you. You go to some doctor who is supposed to ruai or maybe to massage it for you.
Mm.
You realize that the doctor is really injuring you, and you can even bite the doctor's hand,
Mm.
But once you are done, once she's done or he's done, you are going to be okay, and you will say, "Thank you, you have really helped me." But in the process, you are looking at him like injuring you. What we are doing to the Luo community today, apart from some of us who are insulting Raila, we don't want to insult Jacom. He
Mhm.
has come from far with us. We agree as a community. We only ask that let there be space now. We have overgrown being put into one debe. We are beyond being in one debe. We now need to be bigger. We need to open up. And we need to encourage our brothers and sisters who have gotten opportunity into the government so that they can look more into how we can get development. And that's why we are pushing the president to come several times. We have not looked at what the president came and launched in our region. They are very good things. I went up to Liunda, where we are building currently Liunda Bondo Road, Bondo Liunda Road. I
Mhm.
even went up to Usenge. In the 4 days visit, I was with the president in every place.
Mhm.
I went to Mfangano Highland, where we are doing a ring road, 44-kilometer ring road.
Mhm.
I went to Usindo, where we are building 53 kilometers tarmac road, ambayo ilishinda Mbadi kujenga for all those 15 years he was in parliament. Now Karoli Omondi is going to succeed to build that tarmac complete up to Sindo, up to
Mhm.
Beta, because he's working closely with the government. You cannot be in opposition to get government. In conclusion, Mwai Kibaki served peacefully under Kenyatta and later became president, and Moi also. Moi served peacefully under Kenyatta, and even if he was being abused or attacked by the central Kenya mafia, he was silent until he became president. Nani William Ruto, despite the attacks, mara anaitwa tangatanga na nini, he was silent under the presidency. He refused to resign. He remained in government until finally he got opportunity to become president. As a community of Luo, we cannot get to presidency by being in opposition. Never. We must be close to government. We must be close to government. We have our brother Eliud Owalo. We want to allow him work close with the president. We have our brother Dr. Raymond Omolo, PS. We want to allow him work closely with the president. And the only thing we can do for them is to bring the support so that when the president goes to the next election, we have enough votes which can earn them the shares which Gashagwa is talking about, so that we can have them maintained in government so that they can grow. Because William Ruto is going to be the president up to 2032. Nobody can remove him.
Mhm.
He won when he was outside the government. Now he cannot lose when he's inside. Obviously, we cannot pretend that Raila can run in 2027 and win. He cannot. Even Kalonzo, even if whether he's supported, he will lose. So
Mhm.
let us honestly be close to the government so that slowly we can have one of us who will rise to power. But we cannot be in opposition, we cannot be antagonistic, we cannot be rebellious, we cannot be only away. So because we must be close so that we understand the game. If we are away, we will not. We will always be combative and we don't get anything. As a community, let us be clever because we are a very sharp community. We are a very sharp community. If we use that our cleverness, wisdom, and sharpness to calculate and work closely to those who have, we will one day have. But if we walk in rebellion, ati kazi yetu ni kukaa nje kwa sababu Raila anataka tupige kelele, yeye anapiga biashara yake pale ndani, he becomes a billionaire in the list of top 10 people who own Kenya, yet we know there's no business he does. We must ask ourselves, which business is this that gives him the billions? It is the business of Luo community. It cannot be that. We must stop that. We will stop it by any means. Some of us are ready to die. After all, you can only be counted by what you say and how you say it, not how much you are silent when it was necessary to talk.
Okay, thank you so much, Mheshimiwa, and hopefully next time we'll invite you even to talk to projects that government is planning to do in South Nyanza apart from the tour that the president have. And for our viewers, thank you so much for being here with us. And next week or next tomorrow we'll be having another leader from Kenya. We will also talk about the same issues that we are facing as a country. Thank you so much, Honorable Kennedy Ondieki, for your time.
Thank you.